If you were to Google the worst criminal in India, you are most likely to see this man. This person is known as M.J. Shankar, and judging from his nickname, you can probably guess what kind of person he is. This man garnered so much infamy that they actually made a movie about him, even though the movie had nothing in common with the criminal other than the name. The question, who is this person? Well, let me take you back to 2009. A 39-year-old police constable was found dead in the state of Tamil Nadu. This happened during the visit of a certain chief minister. The murder and the violation of a police constable would send fear and panic throughout the people. Upon post-mortem, they found out that she had been dead for 1 month. They also found out that she had been raped several times. The police would then launch a massive investigation to find the culprit. A month after the body of the constable was found, several reports came to them about women who were killed in the same way as the constable. They were also violated. Most of the victims had massive cuts on them, which tells us how they died. Most of these women were from the state of Karnataka, Kerala, as well as Tamil Nadu. In total, 12 women were killed by this person. In November, a few months after the investigation was launched, the police would receive a phone call from a woman who told them that she had been raped near Salem Highway. But unlike the past victim, she wasn't killed and was able to survive. She would prove to be a key feature in finding the culprit. A ton of stuff happens afterwards, and soon the police was able to find out the name of the culprit, and that is M.J. Shankar. Following the information they received, they launched a massive manhunt for him, and soon enough he would be captured. While in police captivity, the police were able to find out that this person was active since 2008. He first started his criminal activities near his hometown after he left his wife, whom he had children with. The sicko would then tell the interrogators how much he enjoyed torturing females, how he likes to hear them scream and cry, the edgy stuff. His MO was usually hookers or prostitutes that he would find in highways, as well as city dhabas. He would carry with him a black bag that had a symbol of a hand on it, and in that bag he would keep his machete. This machete, well, you can guess what he used it for. Okay, so after he was caught, he was put in jail for about 3 years before he went to trial. Upon escorting him back from the trial to his prison, he managed to overpower 2 of the police constables that were assigned to guard him. And just like that, he was out on the streets again. One of the officers guarding him was so upset about the event, he committed suicide. After he escaped prison, he gained a sort of "no one can stop me" kind of confidence. And so with him being out of the jail, he would proceed to murder about 6 people, one of them being a child and the rest of them being females. He did all of this in the span of 1 month. The reason why I'm mentioning that he did all of this in a month is because eventually he would be captured again. At that time, he knew that the cops were tracing his phone, which I found to be very smart of him considering the knowledge people had at that time about technology. So he ditched his phone at the back of a truck that was traveling between Mumbai and Delhi, making the police think he was in Delhi or in Mumbai when in reality he was just in the state of Karnataka. A month passes and the cops realize that they've been led in a goose chase by M.J. Shankar. This led them to putting up posters in the state of Karnataka as well as Tamil Nadu regarding any information someone might have on him. Towards the end of May, Shankar would attempt to violate a woman in the village of Karnataka, but he fails as her screams would garner the attention of her husband and his friend. The locals would then capture him and give him to the police. The police would then move him to Bangalore, a city within the state of Karnataka, wherein physicians and doctors would examine him and go, "Yup, this fucker's crazy," and have him moved to the psychiatric ward in the prison. He was in prison for about 5 minutes until he got his hand on a duplicate key. He would escape on September the 3rd. He would assassinate over the 3 tall walls that were around his prison, and by sheer luck, that exact night, the electric fence was out of power. And again, just like that, he would climb his way into freedom. You can read a more extensive report on it online, but to cut things short, he eventually jumped off the wall and had his leg broken. People speculate that he had help from the inside because of the whole key thing, and also he had been wearing a police disguise throughout the whole escape. The way he was able to get out of the prison almost seems like something out of a movie. So, Mr. Shankar was once again out in the street. The police would obviously raise the alarm and warn the women of the local area to be careful of the escaped convict. They also put out huge bounties to anyone having any info on him. A huge amount of posters, and when I say huge, I mean in the likes of 100,000 posters, were posted all around the majority of southern states, in hopes that he would be caught. Luckily for them, he would be out of prison for only a short time, as he had a broken leg and would not be able to get far or cause any harm. A police informant, whose name was not revealed, was able to get in contact with Shankar. How did this happen? Well, Shankar wanted to get out of the city, and I presume the informant was a smuggler of some kind. But then again, this is just my hypothesis. Either way, the informant will lead Shankar into a building where police will be waiting for him. What I found strange is that the informant told Shankar that there was a motorcycle waiting for him in the building. But then again, Shankar had a broken leg, so you know. Eventually, on the 6th of September 2013, Mr. Shankar would be arrested for the final time. They busted him and dragged his ass all the way back in prison. The government would spend this much amount of money to fix his leg so that he could serve out his sentence. When the operation to fix his leg was done, he was moved to a place called Central Prison that was situated in Bangalore, where he would spend his 27-year sentence. In the new cell where they put him, he would be under surveillance 24/7. He was put in a small dingy cell with high security outside his cell. Even when he was sick, he would not be moved to the hospital ward. Instead, he would be treated inside his cell. But as we all know, Mr. J. Shankar cannot stand in one place without sexually harassing someone, so he tried to escape. But this time he failed, and because of the tomfoolery of trying to escape, he was put under solitary confinement for 2 days. On 27 February, 2 days after trying to escape, he would commit suicide by cutting his throat with a razor. How did he get his razor? He got it from the prison barber. A few weeks after his death, the family of Shankar would try to claim that the police had actually killed him and used the suicide as a cover-up, but this didn't lead anywhere, so we'll just leave it at that. Thus ends the story of Mr. M. Jai Shankar, a person very twisted, yet at the same time either had sheer luck or skill enough to escape the police twice. Anyway, so this is the end of the video, so leave a comment about your thoughts in the comment section and I would probably read them. Anyways, this is me signing out.